What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the show. Today is a special edition of the show as we're going to be joined by the Unicorn Fart Dust founder, Ron. Ron's Basement is going to be joining us here. Crypto markets looking pretty strong today. Wow, Ethereum is looking very, very good. Excited to talk about this. Let's go ahead and bring in Rodney. Rodney, how are we doing today?
I'm feeling fantastic, man. The market looking like it's recovering, and it's cool to get a person, the Unicorn Fart Dust guy in here, Ron. It's gonna be an interesting stream. A wacky meme coin. It's kind of on par with the space, but it's good to see Ethereum doing some big things. Because to be honest, Jake, I mean, we've had a lot of altcoins hitting all-time high, especially layer ones with Solana, and Ethereum's been kind of lagging behind. So shout out to the ETH maxis.
It has been lagging behind, and it still is lagging behind a little bit. Shout out to the UFD community that is joining us here today, guys. Make sure to come join, retweet this, put this into Telegram. We got Ron, the developer, going to be joining us in about 10 minutes. But as you said, Rodney, crypto space looking pretty good. Bitcoin, $105,000. Yep. We were at $98,000, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. How about Ethereum? What's going on? $3,400 ETH. What's sparking this? I mean, Vitalik Buterin, he made a tweet last night. I wouldn't say it's a bullish tweet. He said, I own less than 10% of Bitcoin. The rest is in Ethereum. I don't know if that would cause Ethereum to pump, but $3,400 Ethereum, we haven't really seen this too much for Ethereum. A nice pump, 5% on the day.
Yeah, we've noticed that the World Liberty Finance, Trump's little project, they're buying ETH like crazy. So they probably see the writing on the wall. Remember, these guys are the same guys that know exactly what's going to be going on they probably have an idea with like crypto regulation and those sorts of things, probably have access to information that we don't have. And so they see something there. Now we know that Ethereum is going to have a comeback, a major pump. Will it smash the all-time highs anytime soon? I don't know, but it's definitely undervalued in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think you might be right there. Trump buying it is a bullish catalyst. Like you said, you don't think the president and his sons know what's coming for Ethereum? But I saw a tweet that was funny. I think it was from Art Digital Chick. Is that her name? She's like, Trump launched a meme coin on. So let's just pull it up. It was so funny. I don't want to butcher it. It was just like hypocrisy. Digital Chick, I believe her name. Yeah.
Well, if you're Trump, you got to go with what's hot, and Solana's hot right now. People love Solana, and I do have a piece of news that talks about Solana. It's kind of relevant. We'll get into like the actual news later, but it just goes to show how popular Solana is right now. People love Solana.
I thought this was funny. Trump drops a bundle rug on Sol, extracts hundreds of millions of dollars and uses it to buy Ethereum, promises a Bitcoin strategic reserve, but signs an executive order for a digital asset stockpile, buys more ETH, takes hundreds of millions in campaign donations from Ripple, buys more ETH. So, yeah, you're right. Trump is leaning towards ETH. I'm going to retweet that. That's actually pretty good. Trump is leaning towards Ethereum, but that's kind of the crypto space. That's why I always say you can't really try to short or long the markets. And I actually agree with the digital asset stockpile in a sense. It's like, you don't want to be all in on Bitcoin because you think Trump's going to do a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and then he does a digital asset stockpile, right? Yeah. Trump launches on Sol, you buy all Sol. He's buying Ethereum. It's pretty interesting because I actually don't think Trump owns any Ethereum besides what he's made from his meme coin.
Yeah, I think he did have a public wallet. I remember when he started that NFT collection that people were sending Ethereum to. But that tweet's a little interesting. I mean, it kind of like there needs to be some context, right? When it comes to the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, it's not like him saying, "All right, our government's going to have Bitcoin." It's like we have to go through different things in order to make that happen. Different branches of government. We need like bipartisan support. And honestly, like, him launching his meme coin on Sol just shows how tapped in they are to the space. You launch meme coins on Sol because Solana is the most popular. And real quick piece of news before we get into the rest of the market. On my screen, it says Solana flips Ethereum in 30-day revenue for the first time ever. That's actually a big deal, right? We always talk about a new layer one coming into the space and maybe dominating, but this is the first of maybe many more months where Solana outperforms ETH. So we'll see, but very interesting.
Absolutely. And shout out to all the dusters that are in here. We'll get through a couple more of these top altcoins, and we're going to bring on Ron, guys. Make sure to retweet this. Let's pack the house for Ron. I'm actually very excited to talk to him. We just chatted with him a little bit backstage. Nice guy. And I'm excited to hear his story because this was one that went viral. But XRP looking good. Solana back up to 240. Cardano at 98 cents. Chainlink at $25. Avalanche is at $35. Sui, one of our favorite tokens, which just got that Phantom integration. What was it at? 375 a couple days ago?
Yep.
Up to 420 now, looking pretty strong. And to end it out with Pepe back up to a $6.15 billion market cap, which we saw it go all the way down to about a $4.5 billion market cap. Pro the Doge bought the dip. He tweeted that out. And also the Trump coin, Rodney, is still holding above a $5.2 billion market cap, which is exciting. So That is the top cryptocurrency projects. I think it's time to get
bring him
on the stream. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Ron, how we doing, man? Nice to meet you.
Hey guys, it's let me in the middle of the screen there. It's nice to meet you also. Thank you for having me here, and thanks for letting the Dusters join in with you today. I know you have both of you guys have had big success, and there's a reason why. So I'm super excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, you have also been a big success in the crypto space, and there's obviously a reason why. I actually want to make this a little bit bigger like this so we can see your background.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I think I'm actually curious. We're going to start just from the beginning, but I remember seeing you from a Gigi post.
Yeah.
I follow her. I think she found it at like $1 million market cap. She tweeted about it, your image, your logo. And I was just like, from the beginning, I was like, wow, this is like, it's just memeable. You know, I don't want to call you a meme, but you're very, very memeable, what you got going on, the background, the token, the story of why you started. So let's start from the beginning. Before crypto, what were you doing? Because you were creating content, right?
Yep. On my 52nd birthday, so that would be about 3 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do something with my life, or I wanted to try to do one more, like, accomplishment with my life. So I made a commitment to myself that I would make one piece of content every day for 1 year. So I did that during that, and that I would learn something new about YouTube, about content creation. So that's what I did for that year. That year turned into 3 years. I built a very, I think by most measurements, a real successful gold and silver niche focused YouTube channel. And things were going great. I mean, it was wonderful, great community, great sponsors and everything. And then Unicorn Fart Dust happened.
So how did that happen? So you're doing gold, you're doing silver, which, obviously is, it's still, a commodity. It's a good investment, right? But it's, we're like Rodney and I can speak for us. Like we're like in this crypto space, the wild, wild west, which I'm sure you're seeing. So what was it that kind of made you say, hey, I want to, was it kind of launched as a joke? Like, didn't you launch it to kind of be like Unicorn Fart Dust, the name, like it's nothing?
Well, over the years, I was never like an anti-crypto person. I mean, if you go through all my videos over those years, and you have my sympathies if you do, but if you went through all that content, you would hear sometimes I would kind of bash on crypto, especially maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But over the last year, I kind of softened my stance on crypto, but I still repeatedly referred to cryptocurrency and paper money and fiat money as Unicorn Fart Dust. So that's where the that's where the name came from. But it wasn't a joke. I wouldn't call it a joke, because after the election, I would say my stance towards crypto became more of very curious. And so I would say it was an experiment, basically, but with no expectations that any of what's going on now would be happening.
Yeah, when you talk about crypto, you look at like BlackRock, you look at even the president, right? They're on record calling crypto a scam, Ponzi scheme. And I mean, if you look at the media coverage, like over the last, 10, 15 years, I mean, with the whole Silk Road and those sorts of things, I mean, a lot of those, claims are warranted. And people have to understand that, when you're, presented with new evidence, you're allowed to change your opinion, right? BlackRock went from calling it a scam, Ponzi scheme, to having ETFs. Donald Trump called it a scam to talking about a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So, I think that's important.
I appreciate you saying that, Jake, because, I hadn't really thought about that. I did get some heat from a small portion of my gold and silver community that just hates crypto.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's like, that's how we change. That's how we learn we got to be flexible. Otherwise, the human race would never make any advancements. So I really appreciate you pointing that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And so when it comes to the token, Unicorn Fart Dust, and that's why I'm glad that we have these conversations, because I think what I got from people tweeting online was that, this is a gold and silver YouTuber. He didn't really believe in crypto, so he launched his token, and now it's run up to $400 million market cap, and now he's building it. So I'm glad that you cleared that up a little bit. I see that you have a sponsor from MoonPay, and I actually saw a tweet from the CEO, and I believe that they're going to be sponsoring you till the end of the year through 2025. Tell us a little bit about that partnership and how much that means to you.
Yeah, it means the world to me because when I did pivot onto focusing on unicorn fart dust and crypto, obviously the gold and silver related sponsors had to move on. I got a great relationship with all of them. You know, they're wonderful companies. Worked with them for most of them for a year and a half or 2 years. And then Keith and MoonPay stepped in. MoonPay was a critical part of my journey into crypto. When I created, I'd never owned any crypto until I started Unicorn Fart Tests. So,
Wow.
7 weeks ago today, I didn't know what a crypto wallet was.
Wow.
I knew what crypto was, but I had no idea. So MoonPay was my on ramp. Now I know the technical term into crypto during
Nice.
that fateful day when I created Unicorn Fart Test.
So cool. That's nice that they that you got that partnership, and that, it's just a cool story, honestly, what you got going. And I'm excited to dive in a little bit deeper. I know Roddy's got another question for you.
Your mic's off, Roddy.
I think you're on mute.
Okay, we're good to go. So I think it's great. Yeah, I just got a little new mic here. We're on the road here.
It looks good, bro. That's good.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So the gold and silver community kind of shunning you. It hopefully like not that bad, because I think that people that get stuck in their ways, like maxis, like we see that a lot in the crypto space. We have Bitcoin maxis, Ethereum maxis, like they cannot see any other asset as valuable except for their own. So it's crazy that they're shunning you, because if you look at like where we're going as like a society, and you look at different countries, Bitcoin is becoming more and more popular. And there's many pros of having Bitcoin when you compare it to like gold and silver and those sorts of things, like being able to travel with it, being able to have a massive amount, being able to just, walk through an airport with it without getting it seized and those sorts of things.
Right. Yeah, I've heard somebody say like the advantage of crypto is that it's electronic. One of the disadvantages could be that it's electronic. And then you can talk about gold and silver. And I always referred to gold and silver as the original cryptocurrencies, because the difference is that they're physical. So yeah, you're right, Jake. Try to take $100,000 or $1 million worth of silver on an airplane with you. I mean, it's very heavy and very big. And gold also, right? Trying to get through security. So they both have their pros and cons, definitely. And, there's so many similar, not to turn this into a precious metals versus crypto conversation, but there are so many similarities in terms of the beliefs that people in the crypto world have that people in the gold and silver. It's very similar belief state of beliefs as to why they do what they do. There's just that last little hump where they disagree on whether it's crypto or precious metals.
Absolutely. And I know we don't have our name tags here, and we just met, but I'm Jake. That is Rodney. I know we just met. No worries. Just wanted to correct you or let you know.
All good.
So it's all good. No worries at all. So let's get into the actual token itself. Honestly, go ahead and pull this up if you can. Good branding. I like this a lot. I'm guessing this was your Twitter account before crypto, and you just kept it, right? There's no UFD Twitter account. I make videos about gold, silver, and UFD, unicorn fart dust. Here's the chart. Chart looking pretty healthy, right? This is a token that launched on December 17th and had an incredible run up. What did it run up to right here? Was it $150+ million market cap in a couple of days?
I think it was like 240 million, as I remember.
Yeah. I remember it went parabolic. I probably more. I remember my chat being absolutely rated. Everyone's like UFD. I'm like, what the hell is UFD? And then they sent me your video. You talking about it.
You don't get launches like that. Like we had one last night or 2 nights ago with Jelly that ran to 250 million. But guess what? It's not doing too good. It's probably down to 70+ million today, right? So it went. So you guys launched. You had a nice little pullback as well. It looks like on New Year's, into Christmas season, people probably made profits, and it seems like a lot of people believe in this project. Tell me about the community a little bit, because every time I make a UFD tweet, I get rated 1,000 times from the community. Very, very strong community. I believe you call them dusters, if I'm not mistaken. But tell us about the community.
This is not possible. This is not happening. I am not here right now if it wasn't for the community, right? Because I started this thing with basically $100, launched it on pump.fun. I did make a little 15-minute live stream video about it the next day. But all of this happened because of the community. And really, from day one, you know, they just took this thing, took it over, and it made it what it is today. And, you know, I made a promise that I would come on every day. I made a promise that I would be reliable. You know, I'm 7 weeks into crypto. I'm not a crypto guru, right? You know, I'm 54 years old, but that I would do what I could do, and that the community, if they continue to do what they're doing, that we could have like a real long-term viable situation. You know, and the community is incredible. I mean, they've been, I'm sure you probably know, I got hacked on Monday and lost $1 million. And
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later if you like. That's not my favorite subject, but
it's good to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll be, but the community, this is the community. You know, like, you know, everything is really open source. I own a very small fraction of the beans. And they're spread. If you look at the distribution of ownership, from what I'm told, like we have like a very healthy distribution of ownership of our token. I think there's a few people now that maybe own 2%, but when you look at the top 20 holders, it's pretty low percentages. And you know, it's just it's their creativity, it's their heart, it's their, I think, sense of belonging and fun that are creating what I really want. I mean, I want this to be a long-term situation. You know, it's been 7 weeks right now, but I want to think about, you know, where will we be 7 months from now, and where will we be 7 years from now? And that is, you know, the reason why that can happen is because the community is so strong. And I think that it maybe has to do with the fact that from the very beginning we were different. I didn't know that when I did it. Like, this was not a strategic plan. This was a little experiment. You know, I really had no idea what I was doing, but the organic nature of what's going on,
Yep.
I think, makes it like a very strong foundation.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can't believe that this whole thing started with $100, like $100 to a $400+ million market cap with just a dream, a vision. And honestly, though, a lot of it is credit to you, you know, hardworking. You said that when you're 52, that you're going to make a piece of content every single day. And that's all it takes sometimes. Like, look what you've created so far. Look what I've created. Look what Rodney's created. It's all about consistency and just doing it. The internet is a powerful place. Rodney.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have the Soul Sniffer pulled up here. So Soul Sniffer is like just a protocol, like a DeFi protocol you can copy and paste a contract into. And UFD actually has 100 out of 100 score. And one of the and look at scores. These scores are not necessarily like end all be all, but it just shows like different things about the token, especially you know, when it comes to supply control. So it says balance ownership in the top 10 wallets, balance ownership in the top 20 wallets, and those sorts of things. So this is a good research tool to use, and it just shows you how good your project is. Now, we see usually like Solana projects, like the Trump token and those sorts of things, launch that are heavily supply controlled. Now, if the person has some reputation in the space and you know them and they're DeFi savvy, then supply control isn't a bad thing, but it can be because that means like one person has a lot of power. So just like you said, yeah, it looks like the supply is kind of spread across the community, which is you know, good for you guys. And I do want to talk about you know, the whole hack thing, and because it's a huge issue, like phishing links and scams. And I've had many people from my community get scammed in those sorts of things. And it's you know, they do target people who are probably not haven't been in DeFi as long. You click links, you connect your wallet, and you're screwed, right? That's the crazy side of crypto, is that if you don't know what you're doing, you click a link, I mean, all your stuff is gone, you know. But it looks like the community kind of rallied behind you.
What happened there? So where were the tokens stored? Was it just on a Phantom wallet or MoonPay?
Yeah, a Phantom wallet. And you know, my bad, I did not have it on cold storage. So public service announcement: if you're like me and I thought, it's only on my phone, nobody can mess with it, please do that extra step, please, because you don't want your wallet to be drained.
So what exactly happened? It was on your phone. Did you click a link? Did someone send you an Amazon delivery message? What exactly happened?
It was it was a fake Zoom call interview. And it was like a weird, like, you know, like I feel really at home with you guys, and like we're, you know, I know what we're doing is good. This was a little strange from the very beginning, but not strange enough that I was smart enough to end it. So, and then they kind of tricked me into sharing my screen with them. And there was a link and I clicked on it. And anyway, the rest is history. So
do you know who it was?
Well, no,
It's
it wasn't.
impossible.
It wasn't who they said they were. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a well orchestrated. I mean, they did it over the.
Yes,
Yeah.
scammers are good, man. You are
Yeah.
new to this space, and I will say, like, anytime that someone sends me a link, I'll never click it. I don't care if it's like a good friend. I think I actually had to send you a link for you to come on this show, but obviously
Right.
you've seen the show, you know that we're doing good work. But
Right.
yeah, it's just a kind of like a rule. You know, the best thing to do is just to put it into a hardware wallet, a Treasure, a Ledger, a SafePal. And to be honest, man, you're not the first one this has happened to.
Not
This
even close.
happens
Yeah.
thousands of times every
Yeah.
cycle, to close people, to big people, to whales, to developers. So that's kind of what happened. Let's just talk real quick about what happened after. I saw the community rally together, and they raised a lot of funds for you. How much did they send you of UFD and other tokens?
It's almost. I lost 6.6 million, and they've now deposited almost 4 million.
Wow.
Dollars or tokens?
What's that?
Value
Dollars or tokens?
No, tokens. Yeah,
Okay.
6.6 million tokens, and then they've deposited 4 million tokens, which is just. I mean,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. You know, I mean,
it's amazing.
I'm not. Look, man, I this has been a hard week. I'd already been just kind of laying it on the line for the last 6-7 weeks, and then Monday, grinding. You know, I mean, you're doing. I'm grinding 7 days a week, 12, 13, 14 hours a day, which I'm fine with, right? I mean, I'm fine with it. This is a big deal in a special situation, and then that hit, and it was just like, you know, of course, right? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and cry and go, but it was difficult. Then mentally difficult to lose $1 million and be like, because to me, that's life-changing money. Okay. That's a lot of money to my family, like a lot. Our biggest investment by far. Yeah. And so during this week, there's, you know, look, I'll just be honest. I always say, but dusters were honest. There were periods where I was almost despondent, feeling like, you know, this is, and the fact that, you know, I wasn't going to give up no matter what, period. Yeah. But the fact that that community, you know, came together and did what they did, was kind of like a light for me, if that makes sense. I mean, I feel guilty because I feel like, well, I shouldn't be feeling bad at all about what happened, but I'm mad that it happened, and I'm, you know, whatever. But the fact that the community did what they did, showed me, I mean, I don't know, just kind of hitting me here as I'm talking to you guys, like showed me on top of everything else that they'd already done, how special it really is. I mean, and it really touched me, and it's a big deal, and it's cemented for me that no matter what my mental condition may be, you know, as I was processing all this, that I was going to do what I said I was going to do, which was do a live stream every day and do things like this where I can get out and tell people just how, I mean, it's really a unique situation that,
on the community thing though, I will say it's a testament to you. Like if they didn't like you and, you know, you were probably undoxed and you weren't streaming every day, and then all of a sudden the dev wallet gets hacked and gets scammed. Most people would probably think it's a scam, and so I think it's a testament to you that they enjoy you, they see you working hard. And I don't think many people in the community probably understand like how grueling it is to stream every single day, create content every day. Also being a developer. Me and Rodney can relate, right? Especially on Friday, you could probably see in both of our eyes, tired, grinding every day. But I really think it is first off, it's beautiful from the community, but it is a testament to you. And and also just one piece of advice too, you know, I guess as a developer, you kind of have to read comments, but I saw a lot of like hate coming your way. Yeah. You just got to ignore certain people, you know, no matter what you do. Even if your project goes to $1 trillion, UFD goes to $1 trillion and it flips Ethereum, people will still say that you did a bad job. So just ignore the noise. You know, obviously there's hundreds, if not thousands of people that support you with UFD and doing a good job. I do want to segue real quick to the website. Sure. That is his page. Yeah. Other one. And the website looks good. So Unicorn Fart Dust, obviously it looks like you paid a lot of money to get this done. Talk us through like building the website. Rontoshi. Is that what we call you, Rontoshi?
That's right.
How'd you know this? How'd you get this name? If you're not from crypto, how'd you know what the Satoshi?
I didn't know what that meant until about 2 weeks ago, because that has to do with the gentleman who created Bitcoin, correct?
Yeah, Satoshi,
yeah. That's what started, and then like the DeFi space kind of took it over with Shaitoshi from Shiba Inu, Shibtoshi from Squid Grow. A lot of Toshi. So you are Rontoshi. So this is Ron Brandstetter. Is that your name?
Yeah, that's my name. Yep.
Our
Yep,
base
that's my name.
dev, so a docs developer. Me and Rodney like that in the space. The best hardworking dev in all of crypto. Ron has become an inspiring leader in the Web3 space. His journey from crypto doubter to believer has struck a chord with a diverse global audience, helping bridge the gap between traditional investment circles and the future of digital finance. Why UFD? Community, honesty, integrity, prosperity, and fun, which,
Yeah.
I mean, those are 4 pillars that I agree with, and probably 4 pillars that you might get like 1 or 2 of these, but you never really get all 4. I like the branding. Where can we buy it? You got a lot of centralized exchange listings. I see Poloniex here.
Yeah.
What exchanges do we have?
If you go to the upper right corner, there's a link to Moonshot, and that's
Upper
kind
right
of where
corner?
we're the upper right corner, the yellow. There you go.
Okay.
That'll bring people to Moonshot, and then they can download the app on either platform there, and allow them to get to buy their UFD.
Nice.
Yeah.
Quick,
I mean, we are getting listed on more and more exchanges. But I want to back up. You said you asked if we paid a lot of money to have that website done, and that website is another example of the community. The community basically built that website, and
okay.
I do have 2 kind of key people that want and like to remain a little more anonymous, but we call them, I have it written down, key community advisors. That have been helping a great deal, working as hard or harder than I have, that are making all that happen. So yeah, I mean, that's a great example of what the UFD community can do. And, I do get like pressure at times. There's a lot of people that want to give me advice, and tell me you need to do this. And, and probably the best example of that would be shortly after we launched the token. Everybody was telling us, if you don't get on Telegram, you're going to die. You won't be around a week from now. You're done. And I know nothing, right? I mean, at that point, I'm a week into crypto, and I'm listening to these people, and I'm panicking, like, I don't want to die. I want this to go on. But then as I did some research and talked to more of the community members, we decided to really forget about Telegram, at least for now. I'm not saying forever, and stay focused on crypto Twitter, and stay focused on that, because that's been kind of the heartbeat of our community from day one. So, as I guess to get back to what I was saying is I'm getting a lot of different advice and recommendations, and some people I'm seeking advice from, people that I really respect. But at the end of the day, it's the community that is driving this, and it's the community. I mean, it's the community that has the power. I mean, they had the power. I mean, I created this little tiny embryo that was out on pump.fun, right, for $100, like you said earlier. And from the very beginning, this organic community built it to where it is. And in my opinion, now I get people, what it feels like, maybe you can give me your opinion, but sometimes it feels like to me, like there's people that are trying to push me towards being more like other meme coins. And I know that part of that is true, but I want to remember that what made us special and unique from day one is that we weren't like other meme coins. We didn't have 20 developers. We didn't have a bunch of money. We didn't have KOLs or whatever, I mean, we had the community. And if we don't, we got to stick with that. And, sometimes it gets, I'm not frustrated, but I'm like, that's what's important. I mean, there's 900, and I wanted to ask you earlier, and I am horrible. Rodney.
Rodney, yep.
Right. You had that screen up that said there can't be any more beans made. I call them beans. Right. So it's like, if the community is strong and the community continues to buy beans, and we continue to fill this, I don't know if you can see, there's 999 million there, fill this jar up with what we call diamond hooves, which are, that it's like, look, you don't have to be a Harvard MBA to realize that there's going to be fewer beans left, and there's going to be that it's going to make the price eventually. But that happens by the value that's created by the community. And, it is such a special community. Sorry, I'm getting passionate about this, but it is. Yeah. It's such a special situation and unique situation that I'm like, let's kind of just let it go and let people, I'm not like, people make t-shirts, people do whatever they're doing. There's other projects that is, I'm like, that's okay. that's okay, because that's, and some of these people are sharing parts of the royalties on certain projects with me. I just, it's such a like a special deal that has worked because of the community, that it's going to continue to work because of the community.
Ronnie, give your thoughts on that, and I'll add mine on whether you think he should listen to advice for certain people, or kind of just continue doing what's working.
Yeah, I mean, you do what got you to the big dance, and I think the biggest, because KOLs and stuff like that, like that is usually, that's like advertisement, right? And you have, obviously your channel and your platform is probably the biggest form of advertisement, and you don't need a Telegram. Like, do what you think is good for the project, because that's what got you to the big dance in the first place. And your product is having a lot of success, and you not see that in the meme coin space. It's very rare. Tens of thousands of meme coins are being created every single day. I mean, we have hundreds being created every single minute. It's insane. Yeah. And the fact that, you have a successful one is very, 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 very small percentage. So, do what you think is good. Now, obviously, there's a point where maybe you have to expand a little bit, but I mean, maybe merch or something like that would be okay, because people would probably want to wear a shirt because people are into stuff like that. But I say just keep doing what you think is good for the project.
And there's a guy I just read this morning that's going to make some T-shirts, and he's like, and I know him, he's trustworthy, right? He's like, I'm going to make some T-shirts, and any profit is going to be used to buy beans, right? Perfect. Like, it's all, and I'm like, that's what, then I thought this could be huge, right? If we get like a bunch of people that can make stuff, and they're going to, I don't know. It's just, there's really cool things that a community can do when they're empowered. So,
I think at the end of the day, I agree with what Rodney said. You have to do what made your token successful from the beginning. But also, it's like you can delegate, right? Like, you can have someone. Me and Rodney know people from the crypto space. They launched a merch site. You can delegate. They can run it that way. Because at the end of the day, it's like, if your community is taking photos and posting pictures, like Sol Jakey or David Gokhshtein or Gigi wearing a UFD shirt when they're traveling or whatever, it's good exposure. But I would say continue doing what made you guys successful, right? You guys have had so much success.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Go ahead.
But it's like, I'm not saying like we don't, but I know in my heart that the community is in charge of this, and the community is powerful. And at some point, of course, right down the road, maybe minor changes, but I don't want to lose sight of the fact that what's made us special is also that we're a little different than everybody else, and I'm a little different. And so I really appreciate you guys giving me that input. And
follow your heart, man. I mean, there's not many projects that go to a 10 million market cap, 100 million, a 200. I will say though, since you are, very focused on the community, the things that will help the community. I think that, a Telegram would definitely allow the community to come together even more. Like, I don't know if you've joined other Telegram groups. Telegram's easy. You can have someone set it up that you trust, have moderators in there, but that gives literally, you're creating an online playground where your community can hang out on a daily basis. So that would help the community. Certain things you don't need, like KOLs, obviously you've done organically, but a Telegram would help you guys, I think personally. But once again, you got to do whatever you feel is best for the project.
You guys, you mentioned something earlier, because I hear that number thrown around that there's like 10,000 meme coins created per day, or ever 20,000. And if I think about the fact that on Monday, Unicorn Fart Dust will celebrate its 7-week birthday, that's about 50 days. I mean, that's like 500,000 meme coins over that same 7 weeks, 500,000. And I think, and I'm not saying we're the best one that's been created during that period or whatever. I'm not going to quantify it, but we've done, I mean, and it's like, that's really extraordinary and again, I'm not saying, hey, look what I did, because I didn't plan this. I wish I could sit here and tell you that I strategized for all this to happen, but I didn't. Right. But so it's that, again, I won't say it again during this talk, I promise, but it's the community that did it. And it's really an incredible thing. 1 in 500,000 or 1 in 1 million, really. And it's nuts. It's just really crazy.
You can say it all you want. I mean, I think Rodney and I agree. We always say, I think I made a tweet either today or last night, that without a strong community, a token is nothing, right? We've seen it carry countless tokens, right? Pepe, very strong community. Shiba Inu, cult-like community. Dogecoin. It's like the word cult gets thrown around in a bad way, but it's like just people that believe. You have a lot of believers. People aren't in UFD trading. People are you can, there's, like Rodney said, there's a million coins you can trade. People are in UFD because they believe in this project. They like you. They see a future. I'm sure the community, like connecting with each other, is great.
Yeah.
So it is about the community. You can say that as much as you want. It's
And
the
that's,
truth.
and whether you call it a club or an organization or a cult or somebody on our in our community put up this morning that he was going to start the UFD cabal or a cabal, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
So I said hashtag UFD cabal. That's what we're going to get out there today.
We love the word cabal in the crypto space. We love that.
Yeah. It really is where the power is. And yeah, I mean, to me, and I won't point to this jug again, but to me, it's just like, the longer we go too, like if the community continues to be even more solid over time and grow over time, that it's like we just fill this up with bean holders, and it's like it's basic math, right? I mean, it ends.
What
good.
is the jug? What is the jug?
Well, the jug is so we call the coins beans, right? And this, I put 999 million, meaning there's a finite number of UFD coins or beans available, and the beans are what we call the diamond hooves. So people, I did it this morning on my live stream, people from all over the world mail me a couple jelly beans, and I put them in here to represent that we're filling this up. And as it gets filled up, right, at some point there's a bean shortage, and that means the price of beans or coins goes super high.
So people mail you these?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
A lot of these I put in initially, but now there's all kinds of different beans that are being put in there.
Supply shock, just supply shock.
Yeah.
And I want to put something in perspective too. If you want to pull up my screen here, just to show you how crazy it is, And this is on one blockchain. You have many. If you go to Dex Tools, just go to live new pairs, and I love this because it just shows how crazy this space is. This is all the meme coins being launched in real time, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe 7 to 10 average per minute, right? This is just on Solana. And if you just go back, I mean, even a couple minutes, you'll see like the minus 100% and some of these gray tabs here. That means like they're honeypots, a lot of these 0%. And it just goes to show you like how many meme coins are launched into the space and how many are just quick pump and dump rug pulls and like clear scams. People will buy them because that's how they are, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's bad. Yeah. That's why like the trenches is what we call it, Ron. It's
trenches.
And is that the trenches?
That's the trenches. That would be like, I mean, that is
the new stuff coming out is called the trenches. Sorry, Jake. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. No worries. We're on a delay and everything like that. We're on a live stream, but it's the trenches. When you're degening and buying tokens under 100K market cap, $1 million market cap, like it is the trenches. And I just don't think it's the best way to invest for me personally. It's like, I would rather put more money into a token like UFD, which I did buy at a higher market cap that we're at now, rather than putting in a smaller token to $1 million market cap token. Rugging. It's like, right. I really do believe when it comes to like people who are degening in the trenches, like investing in smaller market cap tokens, versus people who are buying good projects like UFD, Brett, SPX, Giga. I think that the people that believe in something, buy good projects, and hold are going to come out much better and honestly much more sane, less just stress than being in the trenches up late at night trading meme coins.
Yeah, I'm 54 years old. I was never a day trader, but there were periods of time where I would actively trade stocks. I bought and sold options for a little bit, not anything extensive, and it will drive you crazy. And statistically, most people who do it lose money, like 95%, 98%.
Same thing in crypto, and meme coin trading. It's like there's just tokens that rug, and there's just people. It's just too stressful. And I've done it. I've done it a lot. I've been in the trenches. Yeah, even as recently as last night.
We're always doing some. The crazy thing about the crypto space is that we lose the vast majority of the time, but people only they only care about the winners, and they only hear about the winners because that's all they care about. We lose like. No one, especially in meme coins, it's crazy to do technical analysis on meme coins, in my opinion, and those sorts of things. But it's actually interesting to see that, and you'll see it a lot, Ron, in the bull market. All these gurus are going to come out of nowhere and say, "Well, I'm the best trader," and show like some of their plays, not knowing, and the people that follow them don't know that in a bull market, sometimes like some of these good plays are kind of like a dime a dozen,
Yeah, and that's what I mean with UFD. That's why like I'm so focused on consistency and showing up, because I just know that like if I show up every day, we continue to build the community. I want it to be one of the few, like, because it feels like to me there's only a handful of like solid long-term meme coins, because I've already noticed that with meme coins, and I've only been in it for 7 weeks, but it's like because I'm on crypto Twitter and I'll see this, something flash on and it's like, this is the hottest thing ever. It's huge. And it went from, 2 million to 200 million. And then it feels like then like 3 or 4 days later, it's kind of gone almost.
Or one day, like we saw this week with the jelly token from 0 to 250 million. And then, I mean, I haven't checked it today, but down to like 60 million. So it happens quick. It happens quick.
Yeah. So I don't mind like UFD. I want excitement. And I think we've got a lot of exciting things, that can come down the road. And this community has proven to me they're capable of anything, but I want it to be around for a long time.
How long are you thinking? Because like you said, it's like, very, very few meme coins survive. Like 99% of meme coins will fail, right?
Yeah.
And there's very few that will survive a cycle. I mean, we had great meme coins run up to the billions of dollars of market cap in 2021, have vanished off the earth. Very few. I mean, what, Ronnie, 5 or 10 survived from 2021 and are still here today? How long do you plan on surviving? And what's your plan to survive? Let's say you go to a multi-billion-dollar market cap and then the market's correct in 2026, 2027. How do you survive? How do you keep building? Are you committed to live stream when the charts are down 80, 90%, which most meme coins probably will be?
I was committed to live streaming, Jake, when it, after the first day, it went to like, I think it went to like 240, 250 million and then dropped down. I remember New Year's Eve, it was like at 50, 60 million. And I stuck by it. I said I'd do it every day. Right. And so that's my commitment. That was my commitment to the community. And then it built back up. And then, these things go up and down. I got hacked for $1 million. And within 10 minutes, I was on doing a live stream telling everybody with tears coming down my face what was going on. So I think that Unicorn Fart Dust has potential to go for years, decades, the rest of my life. It's really up to two things, I guess, the community and me. And I think that the community has proven that it's kind of robustness. I mean, my Twitter got hacked during the first couple of weeks that we were on. And we survived that, no problem. And then, obviously what happened just recently with the big hack. So, I think a community of people that feel together and feel bonded and feel like they're part of something, part of a mission, can stick around forever. And, I got this idea that I read, not to like, people want to have that. People want to have something they can trust. People want to be a part of something and part of something good. And, that's what I think the driving force behind UFD is. I didn't know it when I started it. I had no clue. To me, I knew what meme coins were, but I had no idea that these communities existed. I didn't know. I was on Twitter, but I had no idea that crypto Twitter existed. I had like 200 Twitter followers on from gold and silver. And this is real, right? My friends ask me, my boomer friends will say like, well, what's the value? How can there be? It's a Ponzi scheme, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, everything's, I could say the S&P 500 to a certain degree is a Ponzi scheme, but I won't go down that path. You know what I asked them? I mean, it's real. What we have, this community, the relationship, the mission is real. And I think it can last as long as anything else or longer. But what I ask people, my fellow boomers, when they want to interrogate me about how it's nothing and it's unicorn fart dust, that's why I called it unicorn fart dust, is I ask them a simple question. I say, what's the most valuable thing? If I were to just ask you outside of the context of this discussion, what's the most valuable thing in your life? What do you value the most? And everybody will answer the same thing. They'll say, my spouse, my child, my best friend, whatever it is. It's a relationship. They're not saying, oh, my gold bars or my paper money. No, people will always refer to the most valuable thing they have as being a relationship, which puts them within some type of group or family as well, right? And that's what I mean, I'm not saying Unicorn Fart Dust is like the savior for all the people that are in it. That would sound like a cult, right? But it's this place where everybody can go and belong and be part of something, and part of something good, and part of something that they can rely on. And anyway, it's I'm excited about it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think at the end of the day, it's like people invest because they want to be a part of community. That's why meme coins are so exciting. You know, it's like, yes, it is because they want the price to go up, but a lot of people can just relate to the brand. And they probably just, I mean, they probably just like to join into your live streams, connect with the community. I've joined into a couple of your live streams. I joined in today, said what's up. And it's just a really, really good vibe. And you don't really get that too often in the crypto space. So I think you guys are doing a good job building the community. Where are you streaming from? And how's your background so cool? I love it.
The background's so cool is the result of me going to mini garage sales. And the whole base, I'm in my basement in St. Louis.
Nice.
So it's real. When I first started my YouTube channel, there was this group of people that were bound and determined to prove that it was a green screen. And I'm like, this is real, right? Like, I'll prove to you it's real.
Yeah.
Luca sent me these, right? This is a pudgy penguin, right?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
No way. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I got a big surprise for everybody coming, but yeah, it's my basement. Let's see, behind my head there. Do you see what's hanging right there from the steps? Can you tell what that?
What is that?
Well, you'll have to guess. Maybe you need to zoom in. I don't know.
I don't know if I can. Let me try it. Let me see if I can zoom on this app.
My wife Susie's gonna kill me for pointing that out.
I can't see it.
Huh?
What is it? I can't see it. Hold on. Let me do something. Let me make you big screen. Like.
There we are. Any idea what that is? Can you guys hear me?
No, you're good. We didn't leave you. I pulled us out just so we could see it. I think the light. I can't see it. I can't make it out. Can anyone, Rodney? Can you make it out?
No, I can't. It's
I
like
think the light's shining on it.
Well, that'll be the big mystery that everybody has to figure out by the.
What's the chat thing?
Now?
Big surprise. You guys read the chat? Yes, we do. A toilet seat? Is it a toilet seat?
It looks like a toilet seat.
It's a toilet seat. Yes, it's a toilet seat.
Oh wow, that's funny. Where's that toilet seat from?
It's a spare. It's from Menards, which is a hardware store. But I have a lot of spare things. I have two daughters and kids and toilet seats. So I just, people joke around about the stuff that's in the background, but it's just part of the fun and, part of the joking around that we do. I got the elephant in the room there, which is the U.S. national debt right next to the, from my gold and silver days that, we've got problems. So yeah, this is just my basement, a collection of stuff that I've put together over the years. And if you wonder if it's down here, you can ask me, and it probably is.
I like that a lot. So let's get into like maybe the future roadmaps. Obviously, go ahead and pull my screen real quick. So one of the most impressive, and it's not all about the chart, but one of the most impressive launches that we've seen, right? From 0 on December 17th to I think it was over 400 million in about a month's time is extremely impressive. What does the future look like for UFD? I mean, is it getting listed on more exchanges? Is it just continuing to build the community and do what's working now? What's the future look like for UFD in 2025?
We do have community members who are talented and skilled and experienced with getting listings that are working on that. Again, that's not my area of expertise. My job is what I consider to be the heartbeat of UFD, which is the live streams, community building. We have a promotional car coming out. I don't know if you know about that. It's built by community members.
Wow.
It's a Honda Fit. There was a day early on where I had said I had a vision of a unicorn car, a pink Honda Fit, because the Fit looks like the head of the unicorn in our meme. And and I said what I really wanted to do is when you press the horn, instead of it going beep, beep, that it lets out a massive loud fart noise. And then it's also, when you do that, going to have, like when you go to a haunted house and they have the fog machines running.
Yeah.
So when you press the horn, it'll make a loud fart noise, and there'll be fog or unicorn fart dust that comes out the back. There's a separate pipe.
Crazy. I like that. That's brand new.
Yeah, and it's got a giant horn. I mean, it's almost done. There's videos online that they've been doing updates, but it's got a giant unicorn horn on it, has ears, it's wrapped in pink. And the idea is that when we hit our first, I call it layover, because I think it's just the first layover of many to come for UFD. But when we hit that first layover of $1 billion, that I'd be able to kind of take it on a round the country tour so that people could come and see it. And if you're are you guys, I think, Jake, you said you're a duster. Is that right? Do you own some?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have
Oh,
UFD.
you both. Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But like, if you're a duster, you can come see it. And if you're diamond hooved, you can actually touch the horn, and that way we'll all have touched the same UFD horn. And
So what is a diamond hoof and a duster? What's the
Diamond
difference?
hands, bro. Diamond hands, like the hooves, like horse hooves.
Okay. All right. So just someone that's holding, not selling. Gotcha.
There's three. Yeah, Jake. There's three phases. There's buttercups. Those are people who are curious.
That's Jake for sure. Jake's buttercup.
There's buttercups, and then when you buy your first beans, you get your horn.
Touch thy horn.
You become a duster, and then when you're a duster and you're in the corral, if you want to move to the VIP section, that's when you become diamond hooved, and that's when you get to put your bean in the jug, right? Once you say I'm diamond hooved, I'm good. And again, so we can fill this up and get as close to that 999 million and have a bean shortage and eventually have a beanopoly.
Now it makes sense. I understand completely, and thank you for explaining that. Yeah, I am a duster right now. Yeah, I got in, and it's hard not to. Like you really have become this like crypto icon, if you will, like just a person in crypto. And you went viral the other day. Obviously, not for good reasons, but I think it showed the strength of the community. But even before then, I mean, the token was doing very, very well. Strong community, and I think it's no pun intended, a unicorn of this cycle.
Yeah,
I think it really is. And then for those wondering, I had some people ask me what exchanges it is on. You can buy it on MoonPay, like you said, but also I saw that you guys had a big BitGet listing recently.
Yeah.
It's a really large exchange.
Is it?
And very, very good.
Oh yeah.
Can I, because to me, that was a big deal, but they're not US, right? They're more worldwide. I've heard like 170 countries. Asia. Okay. Yeah, and people in Asia love unicorn fart dust. So I thought was very exciting.
Yeah, no, those big exchanges like, Coinbase and stuff like that, they're great because they service the United States. But like Binance.com and BitGet, like obviously crypto is big in the United States, and you really get a lot of volume on those exchanges. So I'm actually making the UFD post here right now.
Are you? Got the UFD post ripping. What else do we got, Ron? We went through the website, the community, your background a little bit, your history with crypto, the hack, the toilet seat up top, the car that's coming in. What other things in the UFD community look forward to?
I think that the next level that we're going to go to, what I'm really starting to focus on right now, is to get, when you said it earlier, Jake, that I think within the crypto community, most people know about UFD at this point. The next level is to get the story out to more and more people within mainstream media, and to get more people into crypto as a result of that. Some people have said that's why it's so critical that we as UFD are successful, because we are really a bridge between between the non-crypto world and the crypto world, part of the bridge. I'm not going to say we're like, the only reason why. That would be far from the truth. But there's a lot of people like in my age group that are interested. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, a lot of people that are being attracted now to crypto because of this story. I talked to a newspaper journalist the other day who knew really nothing about crypto. And, I warned her I'd have like 7 weeks of experience. But people, when they hear the story, are fascinated by it on many different levels. So I think one of our next short-term levers that we can pull is to get more exposure within the mainstream media. I had a documentary crew, Emmy award-winning documentary crew that was here about 2 weeks ago. I mean, super talented guys that are working on getting, some documentary level stuff out to the mainstream masses. I think that's in terms of what I'm doing, what the community does. I don't know. They're always surprising me with what they can come up with and how they kind of police themselves and find new and creative ways to further what we're doing.
Absolutely. And I think even doing things like this, right? You know, obviously there's people from your community that are here. There's people from our community that are here. And our job is just to bring on, you know, developers that we think are good in this space and have them talk about their project. And I think it's been great so far. I would recommend too, like while you're on this podcast tour, because I've seen you doing a lot of podcasts, which I think is very, very smart. This is a guy I think that you would click with well, Austin Hilton. He's very big in the Shiba Inu community.
Cool.
He has pretty much a similar story as you, 300,000 followers here on YouTube. But a similar story as you is like, he was, I think, in his 50s, and he's like, hey, I'm going to start creating crypto content. I think he built like really good websites and was in this like the cyber industry. I don't know what he did before. He just started with one video, learned it. And, you know, now he's a really, really, really big crypto YouTuber. But you guys kind of have similar starts, obviously different paths, but both in the crypto space. I'd be happy to make an intro. Like I said, he's a very, very big platform too.
You got, how many followers do you have on Twitter?
I don't know, a couple.
Like 300, you have like 370,000.
300, right?
300, yeah.
That's a testament. I know from being a content creator for 3 years, that's a testament to your talents and your ability to show up and work every day. So I tip my horn to you because that's a big deal. That's a lot of work, man.
It has been. Yeah, it's been, I think, 4 years, you know, multiple videos per day, 30 tweets per day, like nonstop grinding through the bear market. But once again, like you said, it's all about your community. You know, I've built great relationships. That's how I met Rodney, through content creation. I met you. A lot of good people, you know, support me. So like you said, with UFD, without your community, you're nothing. And same thing with me. Me and Rodney always say that, you know, we have our live streams and we're like, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, but we would probably still do this. We would probably still shoot the shit, talk to each other if there was one viewer versus 20,000. But yeah, it all comes down to the community, whether it's crypto or, you know, supporting people.
And whether we're talking about your community and hello, it's a big pleasure to be here to all your viewers and the UFD community. Isn't it wild, like the privilege that we have to be able to do this, just to be able to, with the technology, to be able to connect with all these awesome people? Because despite the fact that there's a few bad actors out there, the vast majority of these people are really awesome. I'm sure you experience that in your community as well.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to have people in the comment section saying some crazy things, you know, but, you know, we do it for the community. You know what I mean? Like without the community, without people watching our content, like reposting it, it's like we're nothing. So we do appreciate it. You know what I mean?
And Rodney just posted this. Someone said, what's Rodney's X handle? Let me find my mouse. Here it is. He just posted this. Go rate it, guys. Rodney just, his X handle is at Crypto Journey RS. And he says, I've got diamond hooves.
I love that picture. That's such a great picture. I know that they don't have a Solana.
Hey, wait a minute. I want to tell all the dusters out there, go follow Rodney.
Go follow him. I just retweeted it. So if you're on our page already, I just retweeted it to the top of my profile. But go give him a follow right here. I like that photo. Good artwork too. Whoever created that.
Oh, I'm sure the dusters, man, they put out some incredible artwork and meme videos. The first one that got me when I started to realize, can I tell a quick story?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Was, probably like during the first week, because it took me a few days to realize how powerful Twitter was within the crypto world. And Susie and I, that's my wife, I don't know if you know, upstairs Susie, she's on all the live streams. She talks to me through a walkie-talkie, and she's kind of a known character. Yeah. That's upstairs. She has her own. Hey, upstairs Susie has her own Twitter too, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Upstairs Susie.
So she uses a walkie-talkie. Like you guys talk on that?
Yeah, during the live. She's over. Her mom's in her 90s, so she has to go spend days at a time at her mom's house, which leaves me here we have twin 12-year-old daughters.
I love it. It's so different. Like me and Rodney, like if we're streaming, we'll message on Telegram. You don't like the Telegram. You're old school. You got the walkie-talkies.
We got the walkie. Yeah, channel 17. And so, we're on StreamYard now. So I'll forget to share the screen because I'm like the one-man band down here. So I'll start talking about something, but will have forgotten to share the screen. And then she'll chime in on the walkie-talkie and remind me that I need to make some changes. Shoot, I forgot what I was going to tell you. I had something really powerful I wanted to say. Anyway, yeah, she's a big part of the show, Susan.
I just gave her a follow.
You did.
I interrupted you. I was curious about the walkie-talkie. Sorry, I made you lose your train of thought. What were we on? I'm trying to think.
Forget. I'm 54. It's easy for me to lose my train of thought.
It's all good. If it comes back to you, you can text us about it.
You
but
know,
I think that's a good.
Jake, you know how that goes. As soon as we end the live stream, I'll be like, "That's what I remember." Yep.
You can make a video. You can talk about it in the next live, and we'll see it. But I think it was a good stream. Over 10,000 people tuned in. A lot of people from the UFD community. They are very, very bullish. And yeah, I think Rodney and I, we want to reach out just because we've seen your community. We've seen, your content, very, very consistent. And we've seen this background of yours and your streams for a long time. So we both are dusters, diamond handing UFD. And Ron, we wish you nothing but the best. And shout out to all the community for joining in today.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And thanks to all our viewers. 10,000. Wow, that's incredible. I appreciate the opportunity to meet you guys, and reach out if there's ever anything I can do for you.
Likewise.
Absolutely. We got to do it again soon. Thanks, Ron. Thanks, community.